feeling lost in your 20s. I feel that it's okay to feel that way, but subconsciously as well, when I try to achieve those things, run or freeze or Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wasn't going to do a video this week. I just didn't have any ideas and didn't have any motivation. But I was just doing my assignment for one of my uni classes and I just couldn't do it because I just was overthinking. I was feeling so much pressure in my chest. I was feeling anxious. I was feeling stuck. Not in the sense of my assignment, but in the sense of life. And I even wrote down a page, but then I was like, no, I need to speak about this, physically speak about it to someone. But I couldn't call my best friend, she's away. I couldn't call my therapist because she's probably booked out. I couldn't call anyone, and I was like, hey, I can go talk about it to my social media. I wanted to speak about feeling behind on life and feeling not sure about life and don't know what to do with life. I know there's heaps and heaps of people out there who feel the same, and in a sense that kind of brings me, I wouldn't say joy, but it kind of brings me comfort that there are people out there who also feel the same, and not in a sense of, oh, thank God people feel like this. It's more in a sense of, oh, okay, it's normal to feel like this. I mean, I feel like this, okay, so it's okay. And instead of me indulging and binge eating in food and just scrolling endlessly on social media, I decided, instead of speaking out about how I feel, I probably would have gone down a deeper anxiety, complete sitting there doing nothing for the rest of the weekend. And I just wanted to speak about feeling lost in your 20s, or even just feeling lost in general. I just wanted to speak about it. I wanted to have a little rant. I was going to do my makeup or skincare, but I honestly have no energy to do that. Oh my god, freaking neighbors there. Okay, we are in a different angle now. Ignore the mess in the background. I have been having a midlife crisis. But as I was mentioning, feeling lost in your 20s, I wanted to speak about it, and I actually wrote down a few things that specifically I want to rant about. So number one, I want to speak about comparing ourselves to others. Not just other people our age, whether we know them or are acquaintances with, but also our own friends and our own family members, feeling and comparing ourselves to people who we know personally. It's normal. It's normal to feel that. And people who say, oh, but it's just jealousy, it's just hatred and just envy of it. Well, yeah, maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is. But it's normal to feel that way, especially if you yourself are feeling really low about yourself and about low where you are in life. I feel that it's okay to feel that way, and your feelings matter. You can sit in that pain or can sit in that feeling and reminding yourself that we are all on our own different paths. Comparing ourselves to other people's journeys, not just in where they are in terms of family and relationships, if they're engaged, if they're having children, if they're moving on with their lives. I feel like I tend to compare myself to the smallest of things. If one of my friends, or if the most simplest task or thing that they can do, going to the shops by themselves, or I don't know, succeeding and passing their test with flying colours, and then I don't, and I tend to compare myself with that. And I know it's normal for me to feel that way. I know it's okay for me to feel that way. I'm trying to self-validate right now. I don't know if you can tell. I think that's also a part of me that realizes that I need to work on that, and I'm okay with working on it. People always talk about feeling lost and behind in their life and talking about strangers, or acquaintances or people from high school. If you're scrolling on Facebook and you see news, it's also about people who are your close friends and family, feeling that. And then I tend to also compare myself to what stage my parents were at when they were my age. My mum literally says, oh, well, at 21 I got engaged, at 22 I was married. I'm 22. Am I engaged? No. So that also puts in so much pressure and comparison into feeling lost, not knowing if I'm on the right path. The next thing I wanted to talk about is experiences that you go through that kind of, in a way, not in a way stop, but prevent and slow down your journey. So experiences you experienced, whether that was trauma, even just the most littlest thing. Like, what is that theory where everything like affects your life, no matter how big or small? Just little things like that, even not just big traumatic things, but so many things from our childhood, and even things we experienced in the schoolyard, and just like the little fights we had with our friends when we were little, and over like stupid things. Like, those most definitely experienced and affected with how we are proceeding on with life, how our journey is in life. I don't know if that makes any sense, or if anyone's into like more spirituality that way, or just the way that I'm thinking, but feeling that and our experiences and what we go through do shape who we are. And I personally, from my personal experience of what I've been through, I was a very anxious child. A lot of the things that I went through as a child, which led me to have anxiety, led me now to have depression and all of that. I know that my thought pattern is different than other people's. I don't even know what I'm on about. I should have had some water. I'm getting way too hot in this jumper. But our experiences, our different paths are what shape how we're gonna, if we're gonna feel stuck, or when we are gonna feel stuck, if that's for a long age or not. I actually saw this thing on Pinterest. It says the people in your life, in your age group, who did not experience life-altering trauma. Doesn't have to be a big trauma, that's what I'm thinking. Because everyone experiences trauma differently. Every one of us, one person might experience the same trauma as the next person to them. One person's going to have a different internal, external experience, even if it was the same pressure of it. I don't even know what I'm on about. I'm gonna shut up. The people in your age group who did not experience life-altering trauma absolutely had an advantage over you. Your brain was focused on survival, and they were free to grow and develop. You may feel behind, but it's because you were doing your best to survive. I quite like that to a degree. Yes, I do. I think that we all are going to go through trauma. We are all going to experience life differently compared to the next peer next to us. We are all going to have different outcomes, whether that be the same situation or not, or whenever that was in life. Why isn't my life like that? It's not saying that you're not, but survival, what it means of survival mode. If you've got anxiety or mental health issues, trauma, whatever you've experienced when you were younger in life, you are in survival mode. And I think that, in my personal experience, has prevented me from moving forward, from achieving things that I actually know I can achieve, but subconsciously as well, when I try to achieve those things, I just run or freeze or do both. But it's those things, and I know people out there who feel like that. That made zero sense of what I said. Experiences that you went through childhood is what I feel is that the experience that you went through when you were a child also can influence and put you on a different path and different way to how you are going to feel or how you're going to move on with life. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just ranting out my feelings and my words. Take them, understand them if you want. I don't care. This is a choppy video. Who bloody cares? That's just my mind, okay? That is who I am. My mind is just all over the place. Like, that's probably why I'm so lost in life, because I got so many different like decisions and so many things going on in my mind. If you're very much into psychology, you know, or like if you've been through therapy, and what I've been going through my therapy at the moment, what I went through as a child, and it does shape you who you are. It does shape the decisions. It does shape, in a way, the relationships you form. And I want to say eye-opening, but that's not the right word. I don't know what the word would be. The next thing I want to talk about is pressure to please. There's two things: the pressure to please yourself and the pressure to please others. They both intersect with each other. So the pressure to please others I want to talk about, and I'm more speaking about the pressure to please others of family, of friends. You are wanting to please what they say, particularly like your parents or your grandparents, cousins, uncles, etc. Like I mentioned how my mum said she was got engaged at 21, married at 22, and she says it to me. She says it to me all the time. I think she just doesn't realize. It does put pressure on me because I'm like, well, I'm not engaged, I'm not married, I'm 22. Why hasn't that happened to me? And just feeling the pressure of society and family. And like at the moment, because I'm about to finish my degree, my dad is always saying, well, have you tried this job? Have you tried that job? Well, why don't you apply here? What are you gonna do with your degree? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do anything with a degree. Maybe I went into the degree because I was not pressured by them physically, but I felt I had to go to university because I felt that if I didn't go to uni, what was I meant to do with my life? Like, where was I meant to go? Feeling pressure of that, of family, whether they do it like right to your face or like, it's like these little mannerisms. I don't know if that makes any sense. A lot of what I said in this video, all I say is I don't know if that makes any sense. It's just what my mind's gone through. But basically, like literally the pressure, and it's also pressure of some friends. I'm not going to say all of the friends because your real close friends will know that you are who you are and all that, but there are some friends who will, I feel like they do it unintentionally. They'll go, oh, but you could do this, you can do it, go on, go do it. You got those friends, the pressure to please, and now the pressure to please yourself. Because of all this outside pressure from friends, family, strangers, etc., the pressure to please yourself as well. And that comes into social media because you see things on social media and you're like, oh my god, people are literally like going out every weekend, they have a big friendship group. Why don't I have a friendship group? Like there's things like that, and like literally I feel from my experiences. I mean, I hardly post on my personal account anymore, but I would post mainly on my personal account, my personal Instagram account, more so to please myself. I would do this to please, like, it, not in a good way, more in kind of a toxic way. I would post stuff making it seem like I have a life, kind of to like go, hey, no, Charli, you have a life, what are you talking about? You go out, you have friends, but it's like at the same time, it's like, but is that really me? Am I doing that, or am I posting to be me? Or am I posting to being someone else who I'm not? That was a realization. But yeah, so pressure to please, and I feel like it also ties in with pressure from family and even pressure from when you were a child, and how that also from experiences you experienced when you were a child. Oh my god, it's mind altering. As I keep speaking about this, it just keeps opening my mind even more and more and more. Different journeys. One thing's for certain is that I do know we're all on different journeys. We are all, each and every one of us are all on individual paths that we want to, that we are meant to go on, that we are meant to learn on. I mean, if you believe in that, you believe in it. If you don't, that's fine, okay? That's fine. Me personally, I don't think I've ever felt more like myself than when I started being a UGC creator. I only went to really uni, as I mentioned. I felt like I had to go to uni to please other people. Not saying I don't like my uni degree. I love learning about it. I love it. Like, it's fun, but I don't love it. I don't see a career out of it. I felt like especially when you are such a creative person and you wanted to go into arts. Like, I wanted to do acting. I wanted to study acting. I got into acting. You know, I was very big into wanting to do it. I love just learning and all about that. But I felt, if you're a very artistic person, a creative person, but even if you're not, but you know, when you do like an art degree, or if you do anything, like if you want to pursue music or pursue painting, being an artist, it's looked upon as a joke, and it's looked upon as not successful. But feeling that way, the pressure of that, I've noticed, has really taken a toll on me. Like I'm doing a criminology degree, so completely different to what I'm doing as creating content for brands. That is something I find passionate about. Creating content in general, like doing makeup, talking like this. I've never felt more like myself than I have when I started last year. Honestly, feel so much lighter. I feel so much heavier. And I feel like one reason why I'm so behind in life is because I keep putting it off because I'm afraid of what others are going to think of me. I'm afraid of what my family's going to think of me if they realize, oh, I just wasted 4 years of doing a degree. Well, maybe at the moment I do believe I was meant to do that degree. Like, I completely believe that I was meant to do that degree, but maybe I'm not meant to do that as a career, or maybe I'm not meant to do that as a career yet. Maybe I'm not meant to do it. Maybe I want to go back to it. Maybe that. Like, I know I always told myself, oh, I wanted to do a degree to at least fall back on something. Oh my god, this is like a therapy session. Man, I'm realizing stuff. Oh, maybe I should rant about stuff like this all the time on here. Realizing that I'm never more like myself than when I create content. I'm more honest with myself. Holy cow. I'm sorry, you're probably going, what the frick is she on about? I don't think I've ever felt more like myself than I do when I create content. Maybe that's my life path. Maybe that's what is putting pressure on me to not move forward with my life or to not be where I need to be at the moment, even though I am right now where I'm meant to be because I'm learning. But if I want to move forward, if I want to get into that career, move out of home, travel like I want to, maybe that's definitely pursuing content. Maybe that's pursuing something I love doing. Maybe that's doing that. And then maybe in about 5 years I might go do a criminal job. God, it sounds like I'm a criminal. No. Do something with my criminology degree. Maybe, maybe not. Like, I highly recommend either ranting to a friend, ranting in your journal, ranting to your therapist, or just ranting to a camera and talking your feelings out. Really helps. But feeling behind in your life, feeling behind compared to everyone else around you, it's normal. And it's such a cliche saying, but it's true. We are all at different paths. We are all going to experience things differently. We are all going to struggle. We are all going to have highs. We're all going to have lows. Okay, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by my camera deciding it was flat? I've noticed. And I want to read another quote. I think that's something that's I love doing and kind of like prompting, having it as a prompt to speak about. Oh, I love this. The fear of being behind only stops you from going deeper into what you love most. That resonates with me very well. I'm gonna save that. So shout out to Creative Mystic Fairy. Noticing now from just ranting it out to you people, I still feel stuck on what to do though, I'm not gonna lie, like still feel afraid, or yeah, I do feel afraid. Like, I'm afraid to let my family down. I'm afraid to do that. We're all on different journeys. If you've ended up watching this and you completely agree with me, or like you resonate to some parts of this, thank you. It was a very messy video. I feel like I want to say it was like chatting on FaceTime to me. Hopefully it was. Maybe. This is what my therapist must feel when I'm listening, like ranting to her about stuff. She's probably going, well, why is she going from one topic to the next? It's okay, as I mentioned, to take from this video. Thank you for this little rant. I feel like I want to do some rants like this again. I feel so much better now that I ranted that out loud. Thank you. Anyway, I'm gonna go actually finish my assignment because I feel so much lighter, I feel so much better ranting it out, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know your thoughts about feeling behind in life in general, and I will see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe. We are nearly at 100 followers. That might not seem a lot to some, but it is to me, okay? It is to me. But yeah, without further ado, I'll see you next time.